Liam, 3 points and a clean sheet away from home. Must be happy this evening.
Yeah, definitely. First and foremost for the players and the staff. I think in terms of, we've been on a tough run, but the togetherness, the way the staff have stayed quite level and kept it consistent for the players, and then the players in terms of their attitude and application, it's been terrific as well. So first and foremost, delighted for them to get the win.
Has it been difficult in the last few days, last couple of weeks, to keep motivating the players and keep believing in the process when results haven't been going your way?
Yeah, of course it is. I think it's a challenge. I think in terms of managing confidence, but I think the biggest thing is players believing firstly in themselves, but then also what we're trying to do. And I think we've had some good lessons I think so far this season in terms of we've transitioned a new team with a lot of new players. I think 14, a lot leaving the summer. So I think said it a lot. It takes time and it's not going to be a smooth ride, but I think what we've seen tonight is the players are all in terms of attitude, and commitment. And I think what we've shown in the last few games is probably more like us, more identity in terms of how we want to play, irrespective of the result. So we have to keep believing it and we have to keep improving.
The game hinged on that big moment, didn't it? On the 65th minute, Ryan Innes getting sent off and the penalty awarded to yourself. We've just heard from your opposite number, the Charlton manager, who believes it wasn't a foul and it was outside the penalty area. Have you had a chance to look at it back?
I haven't looked back, to be fair, but I think we probably owed one. We had Sheffield Wednesday similar, where it was penalty, lost 1-0, penalty outside the box. So again, I haven't seen it back, whether it is or it isn't. I think for me, I don't want to focus on that in terms of entirely in the game. I think if you actually look back in the game, I thought, despite them having large periods of control at times, especially second half, we actually restricted them to very few chances. I don't remember Jamie being tested too often and flipped that on his head. I thought we created some really good chances. Obviously, Gruggy hit the bar. Keeper made a good save off Brad Johnson. Louis going round the keeper, Henry Lawrence getting in near the end, and then obviously the free kick as well. So I actually thought, despite the periods where they had good control, I thought we actually looked probably the more dangerous team.
Bradley Johnson's strike from that free kick was something that, stand-up moment of the game. Certainly, is that something he does regularly in training? Something he's capable of?
Yeah, I think Brad. If you look at his career, the level he's played at, the goals he's scored, he's got terrific quality in his left foot, and you saw that with a goal, which, it was a welcome relief, obviously.
Mo Icer as well, getting a few minutes at the end of the game, perhaps a bit of a surprise inclusion from where we were sitting. Him getting 10 minutes, certainly hugely positive.
Yeah, massive, and I have to give huge credit to Mo and the medical staff and the sports science staff in terms of it's been a long journey for Mo, and I have to give him a huge amount of credit. He stayed positive, he stayed upbeat. He's done the work that's been asked of him, and it was terrific to see him back because he's a huge part of the group.
This is a Charlton side that haven't lost here this season yet. This is the first defeat in 8. You reduced them to very few chances. You must be happy with how your back 5 performed this evening.
Yeah, a collective. I think that's probably the most important bit. They're a really strong side. They've got really good balance. I thought they've really progressed in terms of the control in possession they had back in mid-third. I thought they did a really good job of keeping us pinned in at times, which found it difficult at times to get pressure on higher up. But I think it's coming away from home sometimes. It's a big club, there's some really good players. You have to be comfortable sometimes, sucking up a bit of pressure and defending your box. And I thought collectively from the front, not just the back lads, I thought the whole team defended really well.
Have you at times during this run feared for your own position, and does this result mean you can sleep a bit better tonight?
I don't sleep great anyway, to be honest, but for me what will be, I think all my energy has to go into the players and creating the right culture for us to perform, for us to get better, for us to, whether we win, lose, for me it's the same behaviours, and I think that's what the staff have done a terrific job of keeping it quite consistent, staying quite level, not getting emotionally too high or too low, and I think that that's what will hopefully get us out the sticky period that we've had.
Another big game to come in 3 days' time. Cheltenham away. I'm sure you'd love to follow up this 3 points with some more points then.
Yeah, of course. I think that, that's the challenge. Can you continue the momentum? I think it's a difficult place to go. I thought the fans were really good for us tonight, and hopefully they'll follow us there on Saturday and get behind the team again. That's the challenge. We set a benchmark in certain areas tonight that we need to make sure that that's our level in performance, and then it's around can we add to it? Can we get better?
A complete package, didn't you? Plenty of times this season, you've seen this bit go right, that bit go wrong, that bit go wrong, that bit go right. Was tonight as perfect as you've had this season?
Yeah, I don't like the word perfect, to be honest. I don't think it exists. We chase it, but it doesn't exist. I think in terms of bringing everything together, like we spoke about, Toby, in terms of, I thought especially first half there was elements where we, especially in the first 25, 30 minutes where we defended well, but then used the ball really well. I thought, we had good spells where we controlled the game by keeping the ball, and then a little bit frantic last 10 of the first half, and start of the second half we had to soak up a lot of pressure. But I actually flipped it a little bit. I thought in terms of the fact that our 10s got pinned back in almost to a 5-4-1, actually allowed us to be really dangerous on the counter attack. And I thought Louis Barry and Nathan Holland caused real problems on the counter attack off the back of what we got pinned into. So I definitely thought there was a lot more control in all the phases which we're looking for. It's now about building on it. I think that's the bit we've been chasing so far this season. It's in there. I know it's in there. The group are starting to believe it in the performances we've had recently, and it's now about consistently delivering it.
And what's it going to do to the mood in the dressing room now?
Yeah, the mood's been okay. They've not come in. They're not coming in moping, feeling sorry for themselves. They're obviously disappointed. They're frustrated. They don't want to be where we're at, but at the same point they're up for the challenge. They're up for the fight, and I think you see that tonight in terms of the togetherness in the group, because they're a great group of lads that are together. They have some really good relationships within it. The culture's strong, and that's what gets you through tough times. Having a strong culture.
And you mentioned it there briefly with Ollie, but having Mo back, and what does it mean to him to be able to come back out onto the pitch after 6 months out?
Yeah, he's been on at me for weeks about coming back early. That's the type of character Mo is. So he's a big boost for the group, not just his the quality he's got, but also his character. He's scored goals consistently at this level, so having someone of that quality is, I don't want to load him up too early with expectation, because ultimately he has been out for 6 months. So yeah, if he hits the ground running, I'm delighted. But at the same point, if it takes him a little bit of time as well, I know what we've got in Mo, and he's terrific to work with, and he's a great addition to have him back.